have with me Björn Conrad. He's the CEO and co-founder of Sinolytics. So first of all, I want to begin by asking you, what is it that your firm does?
We are a business consulting firm based in Berlin and Beijing, focused on China analysis and helping companies navigate the Chinese market and other challenges related to China.
You focus mainly on China.
Yes.
So during the panel, there was a lot of discussion about RCEP.
I think RCEP is going to be elevated in its role quite significantly in all of this turbulences, tariff turbulences, especially because of the US-China trade war. There's going to be diversion of trade flows from China to other markets outside the US, and I think RCEP is going to play an enormous role in this, and I think RCEP is going to be one of the arenas that also China will very actively use to kind of strengthen trade relations and to kind of make up for what it loses in the US market.
If we bolster the powers of RCEP, it will lead to a lot of dumping of Chinese goods to other nations?
Yes, and that is obviously the concern that many nations have, also kind of one of the fault lines within RCEP, also one of the big concerns that India has when it comes to China, and kind of China also using trade agreements, including the WTO, to push products into international markets for sub-prices is really obviously of a big concern to everyone. Yeah.
In your analysis, do you confirm that China's trade practices are unethical?
I think you would have to look at that in a very differentiated way, really looking at different products. I think there are huge differences also in how pricing and how kind of supply chains work for different products coming out of China, and there's products that are definitely more under kind of dumping pressure than under others. I think it is generally fair to say that China and Chinese products come from a different market system. It's obviously a state-led system, and that does lead to distortions that then also has impacts on prices. Yes.
How do you think Europe is going to? Is it going to diversify its export market? Because right now it's very constrained.
Yes, I think Europe has been extremely active over the last couple of years in kind of reshaping its trade relationship with China and kind of putting the instruments in place to also protect itself from market distortions. And I think this is going to be ongoing at the same time. So the EU Commission especially is not going to leave that path. At the same time, the trade relations with the US obviously put pressure on Europe to find alternatives and to explore different avenues. And that also might bring a new dynamic to EU-China relations.